Hytale has blessed us with yet another patch, and here are the changes that you should know. Starting us off, we have this guy, the Skeleton Praetorian, who can be found in the Devastated Lands, now has a new drop. The Rekindle Embers Grimoire is a summoning item. Approach some bones, hold right click, and summon your own Skelebro. These guys last for 5 minutes or until you or it dies. One book is consumed for one pile of bones, up to 5. So let's go and test them out. They don't really do too much. Seems they do about 10 damage a hit, 10, 9, 11. How much do they have themselves? 74. Also worth noting, you cannot directly damage any of your summons. The horse, boar, warthog, cow, and bison now will drop medium hide instead of light hide. Polar bear has received some buffs. As to what they are exactly, we don't know, but they've been buffed. Ow, okay. I think he hits harder. The Cave Rex should no longer have any missing sounds. And everyone's favourite Magma Rhino Toad has now been nerfed. It now alternates between 2 attacks. Its Headbutt, which can close the gap, and its Tongue Attack, which also deals less damage. Inventory Quick Action keybinds have been added. Go to Settings, Controls, scroll all the way down, and you'll find them here. You can also see which keys are bound to what by hovering over these buttons. Shift-clicking armor from your inventory will now equip it if you have an open slot. Additionally, you can now toggle which piece of armor is shown. Mining has been adjusted. A better pickaxe will mine faster. Additionally, you'll also need thorium or cobalt to even mine adamantite ore now. If I use a copper pickaxe, it does nothing. The spawning of ores has changed across all biomes, but especially that of the Devastated Lands. I've been here for all of 10 seconds and I've already marked out 4 different spawns. It's not as empty down here anymore. You should see more ores spawning and with bigger veins whilst caving. The furniture workbench has received some changes as well. We have new lighting options. Under the textiles tab, petals can now be crafted. Yellow petals can be farmed. They can be turned into white petals, and white petals can be turned into any colour of petals. You can use these petals to make the lighter variants of cloth. An FPS counter has been added. Go to Settings, General, FPS overlay. It will sit in the top right of your screen. Ophidiophobia accessibility has been added. This can be found in Settings, Gameplay, Accessibility. Once you have rejoined your world, all snakes will be turned into these worms. They still hiss. A few new functionalities now exist for the player list on the map. By default, players are tracked on the map and not on the compass. You can freely toggle these to suit your preferences. There should also be a little indicator on your compass when a player is above or below you. I can't fully show this off because every server I've joined I think has independent functionality of this, but if you're playing with friends, that should now work. We once again have new cosmetics as well as some changes. To start us off, you can now see the name of the colour you were hovering over. New mouth options, cute mouth, vampire mouth, and orc mouth. We have a couple of new face accessories as well. The bandit mask with its side knot variant, bandage blindfold with a thick left eye and right eye variant. And finally we have the blindfold, which also has a thick variant. The eyebrows seem to go over the blindfold. The white colour has been added to certain fantasy cotton cosmetics. I cannot tell you which ones are specifically changed, but you might have a new white option for your favourite cosmetic. We have some updates to certain haircuts. Starting us off with single side pigtail, hair stick bun, Simple Bob Cut, Fighter Buns, Smart Elven, and Windswept. Our final change to cosmetics is the animation for capes. I think it's not as wild anymore. I haven't really used capes myself, I've only been using the scarf. But, I don't know, maybe you can see a difference. We have more changes to the farmer's workbench. All hoes now require 4 tree logs and any 3 additional materials, such as stone, copper, iron, or thorium. I'm unsure what it was before, but I believe that this should help us out a little bit more. It should also be easier to obtain higher tier hoes. Copper hoe is now only tier 2 farmer's workbench, down from 4. The iron hoe is now tier 4 instead of tier 8 farmer's workbench. And we have a new hoe, the thorium hoe, which is tier 6. You can now keep a torch in your offhand whilst you use your hoe or planting seeds. Okay, well that was a lie. Maybe it's certain kind of seeds? Okay. Not every seed packet you can hold a torch, apparently. That will probably be fixed in the near future. Eternal crops, which is all of this wheat around here that I have planted, should no longer break from weapon damage. As again, I haven't really dealt with much of the farming, so I don't really know how to show this one off too well. However, the lifetime of tilled soil has now been increased to 1.5 days. They have fixed soil decay under fully grown crops. As to what that means, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just assuming that a fully grown crop is not going to like break itself because of the dirt underneath it. If you happen to punch your crops instead of harvesting it, it should now drop its eternal seed packet back. Whereas if you had harvested it, instead of dropping a seed packet, it just replants it for you anyway. And you can do it whilst crouched now, I guess. Woohoo! All food particle tins have now been updated to be a bit more visible. Pile of bones, bone spike, and bone spine now have new sounds whilst being dragged in the inventory. The pick block button, which by default is your middle mouse button, should now work if your hotbar is full in creative. Let's try it out. Yep, picked up grass. Let's go to this. Stone. Mossy stone. Brilliant. Additionally, with the hotbar, it is now more visible to see which item you have selected, as well as a little diamond icon underneath your current chosen item. Part of Orbis memory screen is now sorted alphabetically. Bed respawning and unloaded chunks has now been fixed. You should always spawn in your bed now. It is somewhere off in that direction, thousands and thousands of blocks. It doesn't even show up on my compass. If I off myself, I should spawn in my bed. I did! Hooray! Once again, I hope you've enjoyed. The link to the full patch notes is in the description. Hope to see you around for when I do an update video on patch 3. Okay, love you, bye!